Hi guys, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Welcome to this week's episode of Baz and Sunny Real Talk. Hope everybody's well.
Hope you're all good, yes. Today we are going to be talking about our business number 2, our second baby in the business world, which is...
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I can't tell, sometimes like with your hand movements, I can't really tell.
Sorry, I did say I was going to actively try to stop moving my hands as much as...
Do you guys think she does do a lot of hand movements?
I do, don't I?
I'm there, she's got like this, and I'm there trying to do matrix. Get missed and that to make sure I don't get actually hit with the proper backhander. But anyway, yeah, that is everything desserts food service. Yeah. So moving on from obviously our last one, which is delightful desserts. If you haven't watched that, press pause, go back, go and watch it first.
So you can follow our business journey to where we've got to really. So last week was all about our actual dessert stores, how we thought of the idea. We did go back and watch it actually, and I felt like there was so much more we could have said, like literally loads. We forgot to talk about, we didn't forget, but obviously there's only so much time we have about the actual creation of our franchise model. We had
loads of questions and stuff about it, quite a few messages, but that's something that we'll probably talk about more in the network.
There's only so much, so don't forget this is a high level overview of our businesses, just so you guys get more of an idea of who we are and what our businesses are. So we try and go into as much detail as we possibly can, but there's only so much we can possibly do within these short vlogs. So business number 2 is Everything Desserts Food Service Limited. We'll go straight into it. So how did it start, Baz, and when did it start?
So Everything Desserts it's like kind of a bit of a natural progression. So obviously we're growing the dessert parlours, we're growing the Delightful Desserts franchise. I think at this point, we're only at 17 or 18 stores. And I was like, I've obviously come back from a convenience store background where I was dealing with not franchises but symbol stores, so like your Costco's, Premier's, Nice's, looking at their business model and saying, okay, how can we carry this over to the dessert model? How can we develop it as quick as possible, as fast as possible? And, with the Delightful Desserts, we do everything A to Z. We do the floorings, the ceiling, the fit out, the whole lot to give it a Delightful Desserts before the sign goes up. However, with this, it's a case of how can we transfer current existing dessert parlours into a Delightful Desserts symbol, so it'll be the sign outside, but they buy from us.
The thing with Baz is, so basically we're making all these Delightful Dessert stores.
The thing is, it's going to be a good thing.
It's a good thing. We're literally flat out constantly, like we had lots of franchises, lots of franchise requests. Like there's a lot that we didn't even capitalise on because we were so busy doing existing franchisees, we didn't even focus that much on new business, but we were still doing a lot. So we had a lot of stores, like you said, I think we had 20 before.
17
before we started Everything Desserts. But the thing with Baz is, he always, there's me thinking, okay, let's just focus on this, but he's always thinking, what else can I get out of what I've got at the moment? So I really like that about Baz. He's got a really good quality. Like whenever we've got a premises or a building or a business idea, it's like, what else can we do to really sweat our assets? You said sweat our assets about 1 million times a day, every day during that business. I remember that he always used to say we need to sweat our assets. So here we are.
I look at premises. Just an example of that is, when we pay rent or you pay for a lease or you pay for something, you're paying for the 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you're paying while you're sleeping. So if you can sweat the asset and operate while you're sleeping, that's when you can just double down on what you're doing. I look at like 24-hour petrol stations, amazing if they're in the right location. I spoke to one person about quickly to digress, but spoke to someone quickly about a 24-hour petrol station. They said it costs them more money to close the petrol station and close the pumps than it does just to run it for the 24 hours. So I think that really kind of struck a chord with me. And so I always look at everything and say, right, how can we make the most about what we've got? And we're doing that in all our businesses and stuff that we do.
Exactly. So we're there with these stores. We had vans out, Delightful Desserts, branded vans. I think we had 2 vans at that point, and they were going out to service all our stores that were across the country. So I think the highest one was probably Manchester, Didsbury, and the lowest one was
Brighton.
What's further, Worthing or Brighton?
Like Worthing or Brighton, and then we're all the way over to here to Norwich. So and we're also going to Cardiff. So we were literally all over the place.
So we had 2 vans out constantly just going to these stores, and then Baz was constantly saying every night, because we're married, we've got our businesses together, do everything, all we do is talk about work or the girls, that's all we kind of talk about. Every night we'd be up and he'd be like, how can we get the most out of our vans? How can we get the most out of what we're doing? I know our vans are driving past so many dessert parlours all the time.
Restaurants,
when
bars.
They're going, your first thing that you said is they're going past lots of other dessert parlours when they're going to service our dessert parlours. Maybe we should contact those dessert parlours to pick up the phone or go in and just say, how about you change your dessert parlour from whatever it's called, XYZ, dessert parlour, whatever, XYZ company, and why don't you turn it into a Delightful Desserts franchise? That way you would get everything that we offer our franchisees, which is basically a one-stop shop.
Yeah, Delightful Desserts symbol, so it'd just be your store, our sign, you buy from us.
And then we can deliver to them. So he just said we could get the most out of our vans. He said they're out anyway, let's get the most out of our vans. So we were up all night and we were having this mad idea, thinking about it on for a couple of weeks really, and we were going back and forth thinking. I was like, yeah, it sounds good, but I was like, me personally, if I had my own dessert parlour and I'd went out on my way and created it, I had my own colours, my own seating, my own menu, everything, and I'd done it all from when it was born, would I really want someone just to knock on my door and say, hi, do you want to change to this one? Would I want to change it straight away? Because it's a big investment as well to change all your colours, change your signage and everything else. Like, Baz, I don't think people would do it. So I was a bit like, what else can we do to get the most of it? And then that's when you had your light bulb moment.
That's it. So for us then it was a case of, okay, so let's supply anybody and everybody. Let's be the one-stop shop for desserts. There's nobody in the UK currently doing what we do. So we serve ambient and we also serve frozen off the same time. So we deliver everything on one delivery. So a lot of companies just either do ambient stock, which is like non-frozen stock, non-chilled stock, or they'll do just frozen stock. But we do everything under one van and we deliver it direct to your door. So we said, let's become the dessert specialist. So we've got our buying power. We've got the strength behind us with numbers, so we know we can offer the best price. And then we just kind of developed the model. So we just turned around and said, okay, we'll supply everybody. There's only, if someone's going to buy cookie dough, they're going to buy cookie dough. So whether we supply one store next to our Delightful Desserts, it doesn't really make a difference. We supply them, but what we do then is for our Delightful Desserts customers, they get a discounted price at a better rate. So the more we buy, the better the price of the Delightful Desserts. So it's a win-win situation for everybody.
So franchisees are still getting a great franchisee model because we still do everything for them. We do all their menus, we do everything, we do their products, we do their campaigns, all their promotion. We'll go there, we'll tell them how to make the products, we'll give them the whole service, we'll give them menu ideas and creation. However, for everything desserts customers, we just literally sell them a product, and we know for a fact, hands down, that the price that they'll be getting from us would be better than going direct because we put
stuff out there, didn't we? We turned around and said, beat any price, like for like quote.
We've got a price match guarantee.
We deliver everything to your door. You get 10% off your first order. There's only very low minimum order quantities. It's just a perfect model.
It just seemed like the natural step to go.
Yeah.
It's not even like it is a new business, but it just seemed like the natural thing to add on to our business. So we've got this big warehouse in Dudley where Delightful Desserts operates from. Then we developed that further, so we had to get more walk-ins. We've got 2 large walk-in freezers, we've got a large warehouse there, we've got 2 more vans. So now what we do, so just from that idea of just talking and saying, right, how can we get the most out of that one business we've now got another business, and we're servicing how many places?
Like 300 restaurants
at the moment.
We serve actively 300 restaurants to 340 restaurants, I think it is, on a weekly basis.
Got 4 vans out on the road.
4, with a 5th on the way. And that's it. We're just kind of growing that business. It's just moving in the right direction. It went from turning over 0 to, I think it was 1.6 or 1.7 million in its first year. So just under 2 million, obviously, including VAT. So it was just positive.
So that just shows, guys, if you've got a business and you know you've got a burning desire and how can I make more out of this, what else can I do? It could be anything, could be doing a different, for instance, if it's like a food business, like a restaurant, offering a different type of menu. I mean, we've tried lots of things before and they haven't worked. So for instance, with our Delightful Desserts business, we used to open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. This is pre-COVID days. And we were like, right, how can we get the morning trade? Let's try and get the morning trade in. We really focused on like sweating our ass in once again.
So croissants in, pan chocolate.
We got loads of stuff in. We got porridge in, pan of chocolate, croissants, little mini pastries. We did all this whole menu creation development. We tried it in probably about 5 or 6 of our stores. It didn't take off. It just.
The bad thing is, a lot of customers saying, "Oh, I wish they did breakfast. I wish they did this."
Yeah.
Like these Facebook groups and stuff. But we actually did it. No one came. So sometimes it's not about, but at the same time, I'm glad we did it. I'm so glad we did it. And you never know, we might even go and do it again in the future. But it's worth trying it, guys. If you've got that property, you think I'm paying the rent and rates anyway. But it didn't work out for us. We tried it for quite a while. I think the thing about we could have made it work out a bit better if we only had 1 store or 2 stores.
Yeah.
While we're standing in one, Sunny standing in the other. Because what happened for us was we increased our expenses by putting staff there. So instead of those earlier hour mornings, if we'd gone and stood there ourselves, it'd be no extra expense 100%. Because all we were doing is opening the door, we paid the rent, we paid the electric, everything's the same. It would have been ourselves running it. However, because we put staff there, increased the expense, it just didn't turn out feasible. So you've got to be prepared to lose that money over that period, but because we're growing different parts of the business, it was just difficult.
Always be prepared whenever you start a new business, be prepared to lose money first.
Yes.
You're going to lose money without a doubt, but you've got to give it that try. And you can't just be like, okay, if you're not prepared to lose some money or give it a go, because it's going going to be money in terms of your time, your product development, and actually rolling something out, then don't do it, because you have to be prepared for that.
And it isn't just that as well. You have to be prepared to like continue to elevate yourself and grow yourself. Business is so tough out there. So as soon as you do start to make money, you need to look about reinvesting that money and saying, okay, how can I spend a bit of money here to make a bit more money there? You've got to sweat your asset. You've got to make it better. Whether that might be turning around and saying, okay, well, made one store a success, let's make some money, let's open another one, make some money, open another one. Or it might be, okay, let's open longer hours, or let's add more of a range, or let's diversify, let's start doing deliveries, let's start doing corporate events, let's start doing commercial
like
stuff.
Catering.
There's loads of catering, like we get calls from Amazon and stuff to take our events there and stuff, open days and stuff. So there's like loads of stuff happening out there, but you've got to spend money to make money, and that is it. So create your brainchild, make that work. Once it becomes a success, then you've got to grow it. And I'm so glad we did grow it and move in that direction, because I think if we'd stayed at one store, there would have been bigger organisations like us, I'll be honest, that would have just come, landed on a doorstep, and it would have been difficult for us to survive. Yeah. So business is dog eat dog. Don't be scared to go out there and go and get it. Business is war. So you need to put your war paint on, put your face paint on, and go out there and absolutely smash it.
I absolutely agree. So if you're doing really well in a business, or don't just get complacent, don't sit back and be like, yeah, I'm smashing it, it's cool, because customers always want more, especially within the food service, hospitality industry. People don't just want to go out for lunch anymore and just go to eat. They're going out for an experience. It's a sensory experience. They want to go out and sit in a nice space. They want to go out and take photos. They want to have everything.
That leads me on perfect. So like, it leads you on to like now, like if you've got a restaurant and you're finding it difficult and things are getting a bit tight, you got to look out there and say, right, is it the restaurant? Is it the way that I'm running it? Or what is it about? Because you look at it and say, okay, well, the world's changed now. You've got to get an influencer, what if it is an influencer, to come, sit in the restaurant, do food reviews. Are you paying for that? Are you doing ad spend online? There's just so much different stuff that it used to be different before. Are you still doing the leaflets? The king of leaflets is Domino's. Every 3 weeks you know that you're getting a Domino's leaflet through your door. I had one yesterday and I was like, they're the king of that. So you've got to spend money to make money. Even McDonald's, they still spend money. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you really got to spend
it's mad.
money.
Like everywhere there's a Burger King, you'll see a McDonald's sign. Everywhere there's a McDonald's sign, there's a Burger King sign. It's constant marketing. What did you read the other day? You heard of Grant Cardone, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Grant Cardone, I watched a video and I said to Baz afterwards, I literally loved it. It's only like a little bit of a snippet of a video, but he's basically saying, I wish. So he's this like billionaire tycoon. He's now like an entrepreneur, speaker, and mentoring other business owners.
Uncle G, they call him.
Yeah, so he basically said, I wish that I borrowed more money when I was at the start of my business. I was thinking, what's this guy on about? So I was obviously hooked and I started watching more. He said, I wish I borrowed money from banks, from family, from friends. I wish I spent money. Why didn't I spend more money when I started my business? I should have just spent. What's the point in keeping the money in the bank? That doesn't get you anywhere. You need to spend money, because marketing is king. The more you spend, the more you're going to get. You should be everywhere, because marketing your business is the only thing that's going to make people come to your business, which we say all the time anyway, but sometimes it's just nice hearing it from somewhere else. We say it all the time. Unless you actually spend that money on marketing, people aren't going to know. You could have the best product in the world, you could have the best store, you could have the best of anything. Unless people know about it, they're not going to come to you, they're not going to buy it. So you really need to go all in, all out. On your Instagram pages, go in, tell people about it, talk about it, take photos.
Do ads, be proud. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, the days of turning around, especially within the Asian community, it's a bit like, oh yeah, don't say anything because so-and-so's going to think this, or, you know, oh, if things are going well, keep it quiet, because, you know, that isn't going to happen. It's just like, that's bollocks.
You have got to be your biggest cheerleader. No one else. If you can't 100%. Gas yourself, let me tell you now, no one is going to gas you. No one is going to gas you other than yourself. And that has taken me how long to learn? I think I only learned that this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I literally learned
but even now you have times like even I have sometimes, and now I'm like, F it. You know, if you don't gas yourself,
no one's going to gas you.
No one's going to gas you. And you know what?
Don't expect anyone.
And when you stand there, and if you do have your failures, which aren't failures really, they're lessons, own those lessons. And carry on going and keep on going until you absolutely make it happen.
Wear them as your badge of honour. Like, I can openly say, yeah, I tried. Like, I could tell you about a million things we've tried in our dessert parlour world, your convenience store world, loads of things that haven't quite worked out. But I spent a lot of money on one of those shops. What shop did you try? The convenience store one.
Family shopper.
Family shoppers, a new
Open
concept.
second one in the UK.
The biggest one. Spent so much money. You spent a serious money on it.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
Well, opening I think we lost about 150 grand on
It
that.
was nothing to do with you. It wasn't nothing to do with the location. It just wasn't a great concept that they made. Who created it? Bookers created it, and they don't even. Do they even exist anymore?
No, they've stopped.
They stopped the whole thing. But we did it. We tried it. You gave it a go. There's better in life. At least when you end your world, when you depart from this world, you want to look back and be like, yeah, at least you tried everything that you tried. At least you did what you wanted to do, rather than thinking, imagine if I did that, man, that could have smashed it. Give it a go. Yeah, it's not great. I'm not saying to you like, yeah, go and lose loads of money. Obviously, think of these things. But in life, some things are going to work and some things aren't going to work. That's just business.
Definitely.
So yeah.
So to recap quickly, now, just going to end this. Sweat your assets. Don't stop. Think about how you can diversify, how you can extend your business, grow your business. This is exactly what we've done with Delightful Desserts. Then moving on to everything desserts, food service, and then just keep innovating, creating, moving forward. We always say that if you stand still, you're going backwards because the world's moving so fast. So you have to be on trend, on point, and on the money, really.
Exactly.
And that's it, really, isn't it?
That's what we're doing now. So everything else, in a nutshell, everything desserts food service. You can buy anything you could possibly want from a dessert to run a dessert parlour from everything desserts.
That's just a dessert parlour.
Equipment, because I was talking equipment-wise, some restaurants, cafes, pubs, whatever, ice creams, cakes, equipment, some waffle machines, coffee machines, absolutely the whole shebang, even personalised stuff. So we do personalised packaging and stuff.
Yeah, we're really moving heavily into that now. So we're moving into a lot of personalised stuff, like personalised gelato, sorbets. We've got a factory in Luton that we produce our gelato from, that we co-own as well. So there's a lot of stuff that we're still pushing on that business, thriving for that business to make it more. We currently deliver only till 5 p.m. 6 p.m. We're going to be opening a nighttime service again. We're paying rent on the vans. We're paying lease on the vans. The vans are parked up overnight. Well, I'm like, forget this. Dessert parlour's open till 1 in the morning. We're going to be doing evening routes in a local radius. We're not stopping. So what's your excuse?
There's so much we want to do, literally so much, and there's only so much time we can give to companies as well, because obviously that's another thing. So we are going to do an episode on like
streamlining
our experiences within these businesses as well, because you might think sitting here, God, wow, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this. We know that things could be run a lot better and could be a lot more successful if we were working in them day in and day out, but obviously there's only so much time we can give to each of the businesses. So we're going to dedicate one episode to what would you call it? To
what?
Basically, like the fucking shit that's going wrong. Sorry, am I allowed to say on here?
Yeah, to the mofos that took us over. We'll definitely do that episode. That's gonna be a big episode. I'm gonna need now for that one. Yeah, and there's definitely gonna have to be there's gonna have to be a watershed. I think that's gonna have to be like after like 10 p.m. or whatever it is to watch that one.
Basically, when you leave things in other people's hands, like staff, whatever, and they just haven't been run the way that you want them to be run. So yeah, we'll do an episode on that. But these ones are just all about what we do. So that's it in a nutshell, everything desserts. So now you know, Delightful Desserts, everything desserts. Next week's episode is all going to be about Jot Life. So tell you all about that.
How the idea came about, where we are today, how things are happening. We're going to go into it exactly as we have done with this. I'm sure we'll look back at this episode and be like, there's so much stuff we forgot.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but that's all for our net worth members. So how long have we been on here? Did you time?
Yeah, I think we've got about another 5 minutes left now.
Cool.
Wrap it up.
So let's wrap it up. Sorry guys for my cough. I
hope you haven't got COVID.
I haven't.
Stay over there. Yeah, that's it. And that's it really, guys. Separate to this, okay, so what else is happening with us now, quickly to recap? We've got the net worth. If you haven't already signed up to that and you want to get into something and get part of the community that we are creating, which is your network is your net worth, jump onto that. You'll have more insight with us. We've got some great entrepreneurs that are joining that journey, that are definitely going to add value to each other, so that's going to be exciting, so watch out for that. So go and check it out at the net worth. Separate to that, we've got JL competitions that are starting.
You should talk about after the Jot Life one.
I'll just quickly tell you now anyway. Go and check it out at JL competitions. We'll talk about that, but basically it's going to be raffling off like
massive prizes,
holidays, cars, Rolexes,
it's watches, like a subscription, so you pay for your tickets, which is going to be a minimal amount, but you've got chances of winning.
It might be a couple of quid in,
high value prizes
to win like a $3,000 prize or something like that. Whatever it's going to be, anyway, that started. And that is about it, isn't it? That's all happening in our lives.
Yeah, what else have we done? We had a really great networking event at the office the other day, which was fantastic. We had some great bar, club, restaurant owners over, and we were showcasing our drinks, what we can do with them, the fantastic cocktails we can make. That was absolutely awesome. I had such a laugh that day.
Yeah, it was a laugh.
Really, really great night. Last night we went out to Pushka's restaurant. We had a 6-course meal, which was good. So yeah, we've been busy, guys. Just been doing fun, getting out there. It's really good. And today the sun's out, and don't we feel much better?
It's wicked, isn't it? Sun's out. It's about 11-12 degrees. It feels nice and warm, and the positivity and the vibe, just everything's just falling into place. I really feel like, you know, as we always say, surround yourself with positive people, give out good energy, and things do fall into place.
100%.
So yeah, make that happen. But anyway, guys. Oh, sorry. One last thing. Our episodes now going forward are going to be dropping on a Sunday, so 7:30, 7 o'clock on a Sunday. So yeah, for next week's episode, so instead of the Wednesdays, there'll be every Sunday now going forward.
Don't forget, guys, hit us up with what you want to see, what you like. Make sure you leave some comments down below about
subscribe,
like.
spread the word for us as well, please.
Yeah, share what we're talking about, guys. We want as many people to know as possible. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much.
Guys, bye.
Bye.